Hey guys, here we are with the rear cell of the 40-inch refractor, which Dan Koehler told me that this was his telescope.
Yes,
okay?
it is my telescope.
His telescope, okay. So you got one
official-
hell of
official-
a very, very
officially now.
nice telescope here.
I want to take it. It's going to be
We
mine.
wanted to take it to the next Texas Star Party.
I'll
with
will
us.
it
Is
to you. How's
is
that?
okay?
And it'll be in my will.
All right.
Good.
Okay, so is there a tripod for this thing, or?
Yeah, we're thinking about how we're going to do that.
Okay.
How we're
That's
going to
really
make it
good.
transportable.
Okay.
Right.
All right, but we're here to talk about the eyepieces that you selected for the scope, and I noticed that you got some 68-degree eyepieces and some 82-degree eyepieces, and you got this 30-millimeter 100-degree. And how did you arrive at selecting these eyepieces?
Well, I did a kind of a general survey of all of the eyepieces that are on the market, especially when we got the new focuser put on the telescope. Had a few different other brand eyepieces, 2-inch eyepieces. We had to try to figure out what focal length was going to work best on the telescope, especially for a public program. So I tried a few different things and realized that I would have the opportunity to really use a fair degree of power on the telescope, and that our seeing was going to
Be able to handle
that.
Right.
For example, the 40-millimeter produces 485 power on this telescope. That's the lowest power, actually.
And that's the power we were looking at Saturn last night.
Right,
with.
exactly.
Okay.
We were looking at 485.
Almost filled the eyepiece too. It was incredible.
Yeah, it was nice.
And we go up from there. The next step up is 650, and then the highest level is 800.
Yeah.
So the idea was to try to get as much out of the telescope as we possibly could,
Right.
take it as high as we could go. So, the search almost naturally led me to explore scientific, because the range of powers or the range of focal lengths and the range of powers that I could get from the line was exactly what I was looking for.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And ease of use, especially for a public program, extremely important, because many of the people who use this instrument with me on our public program have, believe it or not, never used a telescope before.
Sure,
and
sure.
their very first view is through the world's largest refracting telescope. So
You're just spoiling all these guys.
Well, as I've been saying, it's like learning to drive with a Ferrari instead of a Chevy or a Ford.
Yeah.
So we had to make this as foolproof as possible. Durability was extremely important.
Yeah.
The warranty was extremely important.
Yes,
Very good.
Limited lifetime.
I have a hard floor below me here,
Right.
so I could see them hitting the floor. Waterproof played some factor in it.
Sure.
So
Makes them easy to clean. So.
exactly, and they have been cleaned. And with public programs, they have to be cleaned from time to time. There's a lot of people using them. I've had about 250 people so far this year
Wow.
use this telescope with
Wow.
these eyepieces. So all of those factors came together
Sure.
and led me in that direction. So there really was, in the end, quite honestly, no competition as far as what was available and what was going to work on this instrument, especially.
Yeah.
And then I have a little greedy part of this is my own viewing, because after the public is gone,
Sure, because
this
it's your
evening,
telescope.
it's my telescope. So then it becomes my observing session,
Yeah.
private observing session. So I want to be able to see things as good as possible. I'm impressed with the wide field. Tremendous. Sharpness to edge, extremely good. Pinpoint stars,
Yeah.
extremely good. The purpose of all of this is to make sure that the refractor looks as good as it possibly can.
Sure.
Because
you really want to impress.
You really don't want to have a bad view through the biggest refractor in the world.
Right.
So the combination is just absolutely perfect.
Sure.
Well,
That's outstanding.
I think,
We're thrilled.
yeah, Greg and I mean, we talked about this before we even came up here, and we're really humbled that,
So true.
you guys selected our eyepieces, and honored and, proud to run this instrument, so.
Now, should I tell everybody that you had no idea?
You
right?
should.
That's true, I didn't,
Now,
because,
you and I have known each other for a long time.
A long time.
And you had no idea.
but it had
that
been a
I
long
select-
time since we had talked.
That's
I mean,
correct.
there was years that we
It was,
hadn't
yeah,
talked.
there was a span of time.
Right.
But of course,
And it
we
wasn't
don't-
because I was mad at you or
No,
anything.
and I wasn't mad at you either. No, it was just one of those things.
Right, that's right.
I was kind of busy, you were kind of busy
That's
building
true.
a company and
Yeah,
that
that's
kind of
right.
thing.
And you
But
were-
you had no idea that I purchased these. And I
No.
called you one day
Right.
and told you about it. And I said, by the way, hey, Scott.
And I almost wrecked my truck as I'm listening to this.
Well,
because-
first of all, I was trying to figure out if you were going to remember who I was.
Oh, sure,
you know, so,
sure.
okay. And then secondly, because I thought, you remember who I am? Oh yeah, sure, I remember who you are. I said, by the way, I'm using your eyepieces on the 40-inch refractor. And there was, by the way, dead silence for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I can't tell you what he said after that.
Well, I can tell you
we
what
can
I
bleep
said.
it out. I mean, does Facebook have that thing where you can bleep?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I remember that day because I was in my office at home and you guys must have talked 2 minutes before I got a call from Scott and he says, guess what? They're using our eyepieces at Yerkes. And I'm like,
Holy smokes.
a moment of silence too. I was really stunned. I was so
Yeah, and
excited.
then he said something also you can't say on
Correct.
Facebook. So,
So anyway, honest story here is that they had no idea that I had purchased these eyepieces. And I waited, I talked to Lance in
Customer
customer
service.
customer service.
Sure.
Got your extension, and it sat on my computer. It sat on a sticky note on my computer. And one day I thought, okay, enough time has gone by, and I have enough experience with these eyepieces that I can.
because you
really...
weren't going to return them. Or
No. I was pretty satisfied at that point. That's pretty funny. No, I wasn't going to return them. So
It's a really amazing thing.
yeah.
It really is
So
awesome.
we can honestly say this is a true testimonial from somebody who's been involved in astronomy and used lots of telescopes for 40 years. I absolutely love the line. Absolutely love the eyepieces.
There you have it. From the guy that runs his own 40-inch
Yeah, his own 40.
My telescope.
That's right.
Look, keep following us. We'll see you again soon. Take care, guys.
Take care. Thanks.